So I've seen a few videos recently from the likes of Captain Cummins and Diversity in Comics, and it's about comic book stores closing. And it's super sad to hear, and it's super sad to see that stores that have been in business for a long time are now shutting down due to, well, low comic book sales. And it's kind of crazy for me to even fathom, because here in the UK there's kind of been an explosion of geek culture. There's so many cons now. You've got like MCM Comic Con, and they have cons everywhere in the UK, like Manchester, Birmingham, London. They do twice a year. They also do I think Edinburgh or Glasgow perhaps, or maybe even both, and I know they do it, I think, two in Ireland as well. They're so successful that they've even crossed over into doing one in Amsterdam also. But it's crazy to hear and think, and it just makes me wonder, and it's got my brain ticking about things. Obviously, it's very sad that this happens. I can't really see it happening that much in the UK. For some reason, I'm kind of like, I don't see it happening in the UK at all, because there's been such a massive kind of interest in comic books and all things comic book related. I can't see how, unless what I see at cons obviously is a crossover of comics, gaming, cosplay, anime and manga as well. And there's a lot of crossover there also. So perhaps maybe things are worse than I realize, and maybe we'll see it happen here. Who knows? But I really enjoy the experience of going to a comic book store, you know, looking at the shelves, seeing what's around, getting what I normally get, and then being open to buying new things. I really enjoy that experience. I think it's a really good experience, and it's kind of unique. It's not quite like anything else. It's more kind of chilled. The only time I'm not chilled in the comic book store is when someone is right up by the shelf reading something, and you need to get to something that they're right in front of. For me, that's bad comic book store etiquette. Like, you have to step back at least one step so people can maneuver and like get things that you're nearby. It's like, it really gets on my goat when people do that. It's so annoying. Yeah, the whole experience I really enjoy. I really like going there, and I'd be sad to see that experience disappear and go away. It would be really sad, because it's like going to the comic book store is like discovery. It's like there's loads of treasure there, but not all of the treasure is actually treasure to you, but a certain thing will be. So it'll be seeing that cover of a thing you've never heard of, that you really like the look of, that you pick up on a whim, and it turns out to be pretty awesome. I mean, the comic book store near me, above, on top level, it's memorabilia, mainly like action figures, books and stuff like that, and just, you know, bits and bobs, posters, all that kind of stuff. And then the basement is actually where all the comic book stores are, and I think that's good to have, because there's income kind of on both levels. And I think my comic book store it's in the city centre of Manchester. It'll be pretty all right. But in saying all of that, maybe with this whole low sales figures for Marvel thing, maybe Disney are wanting something different to happen. Maybe they want comic books to go 100% digital, or at least Marvel comics anyway. I mean, it would take a lot of kind of effort out of the whole process, really. There'd be no printing of pages that you'd have to do or anything like that, unless you just sold them digitally, digital only. And that would be really sad to see that happen, to see Marvel off the shelves and only available in an app on your tablet or phone. I don't think that's the right way to go. I really don't. It would lead to only like the trades being the only thing that they actually printed available in stores. But download only, man, it seems like there's a possibility. Like, I don't want to, you know, put on my tinfoil hat or anything like that, but it just seemed that if you want to cut costs, then download only may be the road that they're going down. And that would shake up the industry majorly if they went 100% digital. And I mean, you know, all things kind of have to change at the end of the day. I don't think comics lend themselves brilliantly to tablets. Definitely not phones. Phones are too small. Like, I've tried reading a comic on a phone and it's really annoying. And that kind of thing that they do where you tap the screen and it moves from speech bubble to speech bubble, you know, revealing the panel and then onto the next one. I do not like that. It's something weird about it. I feel like I need to be free to look at the whole page and my eyes will dart across to everything that I need to see. And then also double page spreads, they don't look good on tablets. The tablets are just too small. They're not the right shape and size. I think the only things that can really work on tablet comic wise are really manga. I think manga can work comic wise because it's the format. The format's such a smaller format usually that when it's translated onto a tablet, I actually think it doesn't look half bad. But yeah, man, that's just my little theory. Yeah, maybe Marvel want to stop printing comics in order to ensure kind of their survival in a way. And obviously the low sales are why, you know, comic book stores are going out of business. It's weird. It's a weird thing. There's several things that could happen with this situation. What we don't want to happen, obviously, is for comic book stores to go away, because we all like the experience and we all like going there. And if it was just purely a digital thing, it would just be so odd. It would be such a weird hobby, if you understand what I mean. Like, I personally don't go to the comic book store to meet people, but there have been times when I've spoken to staff, I had a bit of a laugh with them and whatnot, and exchanged words, and it's been pleasant. And it would just be such a shame for that to disappear and go away. And I hope digital only is not the step that Marvel take, because it's just not good. It's not good for us, especially as the readers of comics. It's not good at all. I don't know. It's the whole kind of landscape at the moment is crazy. It's really weird. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get where things are going. I want comics to be absolutely massive. Like, people all over should be reading comics, because there's not just superhero comics. There's all different kinds of comics. Like, it's an entertainment form. It's an entertainment form that has loads of different genres. So everyone, no matter what their tastes are, should be able to go for a comic. But it's hard to get people into. I mean, especially, usually get people into it when they're young, and then they stick with it. But older people who've not been into it, it's harder to get them into it, man. So making it kind of like as big as the gaming industry, obviously that's not really as possible, but I think you can make it as everyday as gaming. I think that is definitely possible, but I think there kind of needs to be more of I think it's more to do with us fostering a good community, whereby various opinions can kind of come together and we can discuss different opinions on different things and have it be civil. I think the more kind of friendly we keep things, we don't have to agree on everything, but the more friendly we keep things, I think the more people we could possibly attract into the hobby and, you know, introduce and discover things. And yeah, man, I don't know, it's weird. I mean, I'm just kind of riffing here really off the top of my head, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about the whole situation of comic book stores and potentially really old ones like that are institutions like closing, and as to whether you think Marvel will go full digital, and as to how you think you can best introduce people to comics. Let me know all that in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.